Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to discuss about the Oracle RMAN backup and data protections. Okay, so with I will show you that real-time example as well. Okay, so let me go to that second slide. So what is actually before going to that, so this is our all the failures. Okay, these are all the data failures. Okay, so what are the types in the data failures? There is inaccessible, and then physical, and then logical, and then inconsistent, and IO failures. Okay, so each failures having the different scenarios, right? So if it is inaccessible means maybe the system files are corrupted, or maybe the control files the data files are not accessible, or they are getting any permission issues, or some table spaces or the offline mode. So these all the inaccessible failure. Okay, and then physical level means we received, right, data corruptions error, those kind of things, physical corruptions. And the logical corruptions means if we can receive any row level corruptions, and then index, we received mostly overall 600, right? So those kind of corruption is kind of logical corruptions. Okay, so inconsistent means maybe the SCN mismatch or control files and the data files SCN mismatching, and those kind of inconsistence. Okay, so and then IO failure means maybe the disk crash, or not accessible. So those kind of OS level crashes and the network failure as well. So these are all the IO failure. Okay, so these are how we can overcome in the real time. Okay, so this is the data protection. So if maybe how we are handling our physical level backups. Okay, so if maybe how we can handling our physical level backups, we are going to take our RMAN backup, or we are going to secure our snapshot from the OS side. Okay, so we call it as Oracle secure backups. So this is a physical backups. And then logical backup means we have the own technologies, right? So we are using the flashback technologies. Actually guys, this is all the immediate basics. Okay, so I'm saying here is all the immediate basics. Immediately we are going to uh, take the apply on our business continuity. Okay, and then logical backups and disaster if we happen, we are using to enabling our data card. Okay, so I will show you here how what is a data card and all. Okay, so data card we are going to enable it. So how, if maybe in our production is going to is not able to access our production databases, so we are going to make it online in our data card. Okay, you can see here this is our file systems. So this is our OS level file system. So this OS level file system they are taking via tape. Okay, so this is called Oracle secure backups. And in our database we are going to take our Oracle RMAN utility. So we are taking our FRA. So whatever we mentioned from, we are going to take our backups. And apart from this, we are going to store our cloud as well, our backups. Okay, so these all our complete backup solutions. Okay, so based on our environment we are going to apply on that. Okay, guys, I told you, right, this is the data card. You can see here. So right now you cannot understand, so actually, okay, so you are from the juniors. So what I am trying to say here, you just assume this is one of the database called as A. This is, wait, I will take right from here. You just consider this is the database A, this is the database B. Okay, so whatever here changes, if maybe some users input here one, so that one should be transferred to here as well. Okay, so if maybe the data user is going to, that two should be going to from here. Okay, so that's why, so whatever they are returning from the A databases, so all the copies is moving to the B database. Okay, so this is a basics diagram of the data card. Okay, so if maybe some the crash happen in our data, production servers, so what as a DBA can do, we can make it available these servers as the production. Okay, so this is called data card server. Okay, this is what data card setup. So I will take this session separately. This is a big concept. Okay, so I have a slide, so I will take a separate session for that as well. Okay, so now you can understand what is the difference. Okay, and then this is the rack. So rack means we are using only one right now we are using only one instance. If maybe the instance is crash, so we cannot able to access our database, right? If we are using in the, if we are using in our one second, if we are using rack, there is a two node. Okay, if maybe this node going crash, so we can all the connection going to move from here. Okay, so it automatically fail over, so all the connections, so after that all the users able to access the our database. Okay, so without any interventions. Okay, so this is called high availability. Okay, so actually I thought to show you these things, so how we are maintaining in the real time. That's why I may add this diagram as well. Okay, so these all the our physical files. Okay, like control files, data files, and online read log files, parameter files, backup files, archive log files, and the password files, and alert log and trace files. So these all the our physical files, so you know already, right? So these things. So what is the logical side? So logical side, you can see this is all the logical sides. Okay, so the collection of data block is extent. The collection of extent is a segment. The collection of segment is a table space. Okay, the table space, how we can, I already explained this chapter, the table space concept. Okay, so the table space needs some data files, okay, for the storage. So all the files physically storing in our data files. Okay, so the data files in physically it will located in our file system or ASM, so whatever. Okay, so you just understand these things. Okay, because we are going now RMAN configurations. Okay, sorry, this is RMAN configurations. Okay, so before we can now you can get some idea about that RMAN and all. Okay, so these before I'm showing all the slides, so this is the way we are going to handling our data, and this is the way we are going to secure our data. Okay, so in that configuration sides there is a two commands is there. Okay, in RMAN side. Okay, so before videos I told you how to connect the RMAN, how to execute how to connect the RMAN, what is the RMAN, what is the purpose, I will explain already. Okay, so now we can go to the one step forward. Okay, so there is a two types, so two types commands. One is a single standalone command, one is a job command. Okay, so you can just connect the RMAN, you just fire the backup database. This is a single command. Okay, if you want to take a backup databases, backup archive log, backup control file, so these all multiple commands, right? So if you want to fire the multiple commands, you can use the run utility. Okay, run and open bracket and close bracket. In between you can add it whatever you want to backup. Okay, so this is the difference, the job command and standalone command. Okay, so these all our configurations. So once you are connecting your Oracle database RMAN utility, you can just fire the command show all. Okay, so these all are the our configurations. Okay, based on these configurations, our RMAN will be work. Okay, so what are the all the parameters? I will explain one by one. So first things is retention policy to redundancy 1. So that means if you are taking any backup, the backup copy should be in only one copy. Okay, and second, the backup is optimization is off. I mean the backup optimization off means if example you have a 4 5 table spaces. Okay, you can consider A and B and C D. Okay, so if you are already the backup, I mean already the B data files sorry, table space is offline. Okay, so if maybe your backup optimization is on, so what happen is RMAN is easily, so it will going to ignore that offline backup. Okay, so it will going to ignore that which table space is offline. Okay, so that's why they are using optimization is off. And then default I mean default device to disk. Okay, yes, in if we can mention a disk, so it will going to store our locally. Okay, so control file auto backup. So control file auto backup, if we can enable on, so it will going to take a backup automatically. If we can off, it will not going to take the backup. Okay, we have to trigger the manually. Got my point? And then control file auto backup format for device type disk to percentage F. So that means, so what we mention, what we declare from there, so based on that the output should become. Okay, if maybe percentage R, it should become percentage R. Okay, based on that. And then device type disk parallelism, so one backup time to backup set. So that means based on our parallelism means to speed up our RMAN. If example if we mentioned parallelism is 10, so it will going to take 10 resources. Okay, it will not going to take more than that. So based on that, we can allocate the parallelisms. Okay, and then configuring data file copies of the device type is equal, sorry, to disk to 1. So that means so whenever you are going to take any data file copies, so that copy it's taking one more. If maybe you are mentioning one, it's going to take only one. If may mentioning two, it's going to take two copies. If you mentioning three, it's going to take the three copies. Okay, the archive log as well same. And then maximum set size to unlimited. That means your backup size is there is no limit. If you mention 500 MB or 200 MB, so your backup is more than that, this should be failed. Okay, so I will show you all the commands in real time. Okay, so I will do the practical as well. So before I going to the practical, I just explaining all the parameters so that you can understand easily. Okay, and then encryption for the database of. So actually the encryption for database of, that means if maybe in our I mean some financial clients, so those kind of peoples, what they think they are going to secure the backups. Okay, so the data is very sensitive, right? So what they are, those kind of backup, so we are going to secure, so we are make it with the password, with encryptions. So those situations when it came, so we are going to enabling the encryptions. Okay, so this is the encryption algorithm. AEL 128 is one of the encryptions. Okay, so A stands for is algorithm. And then the same like that, there is some future is there, so like basics, SAN, ISS. So these all the algorithms, so based on that we are going to set from here. Okay, so you can read about it more, you can get it all the things. Okay, and then RMAN output keep for the 7 days. So it will keep our RMAN history, I mean RMAN logs, it will keep the 7 days. Okay, it will not after that it will going to remove that. Okay, the archive deletion policy is to none. So that means it will not going to delete our RMAN, sorry, delete our archive log. So because we mentioned the none means it will going to if we can going to enable policies 1 or 2 days, so it will going to delete our RMAN retention policy. Okay, and then configurations, configure snapshot control file name is equal to, we mention our home locations, the snapshot underscore oversale.f. That means it will going to take our control file snapshot. Okay, so it's not going to disturb our control file, it will take our snapshot, so till end. So okay, so these all the parameters, these all the parameters this we are using in real time. So I will show you everything in our snap in our demo. Okay, okay, give a minute guys, I will connect the database and come to you. Maybe it's connected. Guys, you can see here how to connect the RMAN target slash. Okay, so we are going to learn one by one. So first we are going to configure our the retention is equal to 1. Okay, this is the first command. So now we are configuring our backups redundancy for the only one. Only one means it will going to store our copies, only one copies. Okay, and then we are going to configuring our redundant recovery windows. You can see there is a two difference. Okay, so the redundancy policy is one means it will going to store only one backup. Okay, it will not going to more than that, so it will going to delete automatically. So the redundancy policy recover windows is only means it is 1 day, means it will wait for the backup should be in 1 day. After that 1 day it's going to remove. Okay, now I am going to, what I am going to do, I just take the backup of the control file two time. Data file 7. Okay, 7 is a user data files. Okay, you can see here again I am going to take second time backup. Okay, so what I am going to do, I am just run the report command. Okay, report absolute. It will report our absolute if maybe is there. There is no absolute because we are setting our recovery window is 1 day. Okay. So more than 1 day it should be came. Okay. Delete absolute also it should not come here. Okay. There is no absolute because we are setting our windows for the 1 days. Okay. After 1 days, if you run this command, so it will reflected, it will showing our these backups. It's more than 1 days. Okay. And second things, this is the way we are going to configure our auto backup is on. Configure control file auto backup on. Okay. So is our auto backup is on. So now we are going to take one backup copy, control file backup. Okay. So we are taking the control backup. And then now we are going to take this disk backup copies for the disk type 2. Okay. So what I am saying before, so if we can mention disk 2 means, so what it happened, I will show you here. You can see here backup data file 7 format I mentioned Oracle DF is backup. Okay. So what did happen, you can see here you can see where is the this one. Okay, the starting the pieces, the finish the pieces is there is a 2 copies. Okay, so because we mentioned from here there is a 2, that's why it's going to take the 2 copies. Okay guys, so now we are going to configure the maximum set our database backup is 500 MB. Okay, so we configured our database is 500 MB. Now I'm going to take backup database. You can see here, so because our database is more than size. Okay, so that's what we are getting this error. So what I am going to do, I am going to back set its maximum time is equal to unlimited. Okay, so now I am going to take backup again. It should be take. Okay, delete the backup. Yes. Okay, so now I am going to take 2 data file. Okay, so one is 7, one is 8. So this is the way there is no data file is there 8. So we can take 7 and 4. 7 and 4. Okay, you can see here. So it will going to take our 2 backups. Okay guys, so that's it guys. So today's sessions. Okay, so these are all our practical session. So in next slide, I will show you that how to recover the databases, how to recover the user data files if may be corrupted or control files are deleted. So those details I'm going to explain that. Okay, so I'm going to add this log as well. Okay, for your reference, so you can practice it in your PC and let me know if you have any doubts. Okay, thank you guys.